Welcome to another video. Today we're doing Ocean's Hungry Grasp. This is one of my most favorite spirits to play. It's a high complexity spirit. One of the main things that makes this spirit high complexity is the way you have to move your presence around the board. Also, it can't reach very far inland because you have to place your presence in the ocean and on the coastal lands. But as a trade-off for this disadvantage, you get some major advantages that you and your teammates can benefit from. When you put your presence in the oceans, they count as a coastal wetland, so you can push invaders into those lands. When invaders are pushed into the oceans, you drown them and place them onto your player mat to use later for energy. And you can see on the presence track that you don't ever gain a lot of energy in your growth phase. You have to rely on the health of the invaders that you've drowned for your energy sources. You have 3 different growth options. When you reclaim, you will be pulling your presence back into the ocean spots. You can place out presence into oceans, and you can push your presence out into the coastal lands. Your starting powers are pretty nice. You have 2 fast ones, one that's free and one that costs 1. The Call of the Deep being able to let you gather explorers, and if you're gathering into the ocean, you'll drown them and you get to gather 2. But if you gather onto one of the regular coastal lands, this will give you a little bit of reach to prevent the explorers from building outside of your normal reach. The Grasping Tide is great for defending because it's defend 4. That's excellent. Swallows the Land Dwellers. This slow ability is excellent, and you just have to make sure that you don't have Dohan in the way. It's a slow action, so you have to time it right after the build. Tidal Boon gives another spirit 2 energy, which can really help certain spirits out. It can make a game-changing difference. It really can. You can also push a town and some Dohan. Ocean's innate powers are really strong here. You can cause a lot of fear, or you can do a lot of damage. Now, they're both a range of 0. For the fear, that doesn't matter. But for Ocean's Break on the shore, this is can be a big problem if you're new to the spirit. Timing it properly so that you're drowning the towns and the cities without actually getting caught with the blight wave. All right, because you have to time it right after the build phase, because it's a range of 0. If you are playing with only 2 players, you really want to make sure you get the elements for the fear, because you may not have enough buildings to kill later on. I know, but it happens. And if you have a lot of players, you may want to focus on the elements that let you kill more towns and cities, because you're more likely to have more trouble spots on the board. I'm just going to show you real quick how I like to start, and then I'll do a full playthrough later. Your board's going to look something like this in the beginning. You're going to have 2 presents. The one in the jungle, that could be on any of the starting spots. I'm going to put 1 presence out and push presence from my ocean into another coastal land. Now I'm on all 3 coastal lands. I'm going to play the 2 free cards, and hopefully this will let me, between the 2 of these, hopefully I can drown a few invaders. I can also activate the Pounding Ships to Splinters ability, so I can generate some fear, and I can also have enough elements to drown another town, which you probably won't be able to do unless you let them build in one of the lands where they're going to build. So I could drown a total of 2 towns, and I could drown 2 explorers this turn, right on your first turn. For the second turn, I'm going to choose to put a couple more presents out in another ocean to try to spread out across the board. I like to take the presents from the bottom track so that I can play 3 cards. You will gain a minor power in these 2 moves, so if you are lucky enough to get a card that it doesn't cost anything, you may be able to play all 3 cards, and even if you can't, that's okay. This spirit can be very situational based on the amount of players you have playing, so sort of take it with a grain of salt, and also just, you got to be flexible with the cards that you get when you draw new powers. We're playing with 2 spirits, but we're going to just focus on Ocean's Hungry Grasp for this video. let's go over our strategy a little bit here. So what we want to do is we want to build up presence on both oceans, and then relentlessly attack the shores. Because the shores, the coast, will always have explorers coming in, and they also start with the two cities. So we want to take care of these lands so that our teammates can take care of the inland lands. Alright, for our first turn, we want to take a presence off the bottom track. That way we can play two cards. So we're choosing the third growth option here. We're going to put this on a coastal land. Then we have to push a presence from the ocean. That's what that's going to look like. We also get a minor card. So we want one that has water. So these are our options. This has just about all the elements we want. This one would give us any element we want. It's a tough choice. Alright, let's choose Pool Beneath the Earth. We want to try to trigger our innate abilities as often as possible. First, we're going to play Call the Deep and Swallow the Land Dwellers. They both cost no energy, which is good because we don't have any energy to spend. Alright, so we're just going to do Thunder Speakers real quick. Okay. So for our fast action over here, for Ocean's Hungry Grasp, we're going to gather this explorer into the coastal land. That way we don't have to worry about this land building. And we can also, with our innate power, generate a fear. So we'll do that too. The Thunder Speaker will gather. We'll kill that explorer. The mountains will build. We need to put a house here. I need a house. We'll need to put a house here.
That's one and out to stuff, I think.
And we're gonna, now the jungles get explorers.
Gong gong. Here.
Alright, now we can do our slow abilities. See, we set ourselves up here. We have two waters and an earth. So now we can use this innate ability to drown. Up here, well, this is the house we started with at the beginning of the game. So we're going to drown that. That goes on our board because we drowned it. That will also generate us a fear.
Can I have one?
We will be able to use this slow ability then to drown a explorer and another town. Then Thunder Speaker will do their slow powers here.
Not that enough.
And then we're going to use this to
get fear.
Fear, and we will kill that town, which will generate us another fear. That one we can just go over. For our second turn, we're going to use this growth option up here that lets us place two presents on the oceans. We're going to take that from the bottom track and put it on a board that we're not on, so we can spread out and help our friend out. That will let us play 3 cards. We get an energy from our growth. We can use that. And then we can convert these drowned pieces into energy. So for every 2 health, because there's 2 people playing, 2 spirits playing, we can get 1 energy. So we can pay for those with that. That will be our second turn. So we have a couple fast actions. This will let us defend. So for Ocean's Hungry Grasp, you can see here we can defend for 2, or 4 actually, and do 2 fear. Well, we could defend here, but Thunder Speaker's already defending there. So it's not really useful, but we will still use the 2 fear, which is kind of a lot. We can use that 2 fear. And that's all the fast actions. Because we don't have any wind, so we can't generate. We have 1 fear we weren't able to use. Alright, so the mountains will ravage. This guy doesn't do anything. This land here is defended. So this defended for 3.
Daddy.
So the 1 extra damage won't do anything. The Dohan will fight back, killing these guys. That will generate 2 fear.
Daddy. Daddy.
Yes.
Oh, my guys have some in the door. Yeah.
Okay. You ready to do jungles?
Yeah.
So jungles now we're gonna build. Jungles is gonna be a bit of an issue. Because there's stuff everywhere. And the next land is going to be wetlands. Now we do get a lot of slow actions, fortunately. Alright, so this will let us target a land that has our presence and a fear and a damage. And if it's wetlands or sand, we get to do 1 more damage. Well, it's not going to be that helpful right now. We will take that guy off. That will give us a fear. And then we can do Ocean's Break on Shore.
You know, I have 3 cards.
And we have 3 wet waters and 2 earths. So we can destroy this city over here. And we're drowning it. So we get that on our board for energy. And that will generate 2 more fear.
This guy will be gone.
Then we're going to let Thunder Speaker do some slow actions first. They can push and gather and do all that kind of thing. Alright, so we're going to use this card here to come over here, and we can destroy this explorer with it. And then we're going to target Thunder Speaker to let them gain 2 energy, and they can push a town and up to 2 Dohan from one of their lands. So let's see here. Where do we want to do this? First, I think what we're going to do though, for them, Thunder Speaker can push up to 4 huts out of their house. So we'll put these 4 huts out of here, and then they can use Tidal Boon to push this house here and these 2 guys. Well, we'll just push 1 guy into here. That way, the little explorer guy will die. I think what we want to do here is we can have them gather from this land, gather these, and we have we can gather all 3 because we have 3 wins, and then we can only push 2, so we're going to push these 2 into there. We also can do Ocean's Break on the Shore. It's a slow action because we have 3 waters and 2 earths, so we can drown this city here, and then we can put that on our board. We will gain 2 more fear for that. And that is the entire round. On to the next round. Okay. So we have to reclaim because we used all our cards. So we'll reclaim these cards. We'll get 2 energy. And we have to gather into the oceans. So let's see here. Where do we want to gather? Let's gather this guy into that ocean, and on this ocean they're already gathered, so we don't do anything there. We do gain a minor power. These would be great if Thunder Speaker were picking these. Alright, maybe instead we'll do this. Gift of Power. Target spirit gains a minor power. It has our elements. That's something. Now, Thunder Speaker will also be reclaiming, so they gain 2 minor power cards. Too bad we didn't have them do it first.
Hmm.
This one. These are better options. All right, so we have a bit of a problem here. This jungle is going to cause blight, but sometimes that happens. There's nothing you can do about it. But we can do a lot of other things here. So what we're going to do here is we can generate fear, pound ships to splinters. All right, and we have enough elements to trigger that to fear. And we can defend this land. All right, now we can gather 2 explorers, and we're going to gather these 2. Well, we're going to gather them into the ocean, blub, 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 and then they drown and come home to our board.
Cool.
Over here, Thunder Speaker will defend this jungle spot, and they may gather a Dohan. The Dohan they gather will destroy a hut. So what they're going to do here is they're going to gather...
They're going to destroy a hut?
Oh, sorry. They're going to gather a Dohan, and each Dohan will then destroy an explorer. So it's 1 away. We're gathering 1 away, and then the explorer dies. So then they won't build.
Awesome.
That's our fast actions. So we were 1 fear away from getting 2 fear cards, but that's okay.
It's a POP.
We will read this card.
It's a POP.
It says, each player chooses a different land with Dohan, 1 damage there.
Nice.
All right, so that's a good card. I'm not sure we need it for anyone. So 1 damage there. So we can kill this guy. That's 1 damage.
Racy.
And you might be saying, well, obviously you should kill this guy, because if you kill that guy, this place won't build. The thing is, I could drown the town that gets built there. So I kind of want to drown the town so that I generate more fear. So I'm going to choose not to kill that guy so that I can kill the town instead later. So I will choose to kill this guy over here.
Cool.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Now the jungles will ravage. This jungle here will get a blight. This jungle here is defended for 4. This little Dohan will fight back and kill this town, giving us a fear. Another fear card. Over here, this land is defended for 3, so these Dohan fight back, giving us yet 1 more fear. Now, the wetlands will build. And, oh no, the jungles are building again. That's gonna be a problem over here. Okay, now we have an escalation too. So what this means is we have to put a city on a land that, we have to put a town on a land that does not yet have a town. So we want to try to keep them to the coast. So we have to do this on each board. This land's gonna build. So maybe I'll do that. Now I'm thinking killing this settler might have been a better idea, because then I would, but
Wouldn't have a
you
problem.
don't know the future. So we're gonna put this, well, we could put that there. That's risky. They're ravaging next turn, but I could do that. Or I could put it somewhere else, but then have it spread out too much. I'm gonna take the risk. I'm gonna put it there. Let's see what happens. Now I have Tidal Boon over here. Tidal Boon will give 2 energy to Thunder Speaker, and they can push a town and up to 2 Dohan out of land that they are in. I think we're going to do that here. I don't see where else this would be useful at this moment. So I could do it over here, but we'll do that. We'll push this guy out. All right. Oh, now I can also, I almost forgot. I can drown a town. So we're going to drown this town here. And that will give us one more fear. Okay. We're done that round. All right. So we are going to push our presence out into the land. So we get to put one presence out. We're going to choose we're going to choose to play a fourth card here. I'm going to take it from the bottom track. Out here, we're going to choose to put this. We have to put it on a coastal land. Let's put it, I don't know. Let's put it there. And now we have to push out presents from the ocean. So we'll push that one out. We'll push this one out over here.
It really is like a tide.
It really is like a tide. You're right. All right, we do get to pick a card. And oh, we are going to, at this point we have a bunch of energy over here, as you can see. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to pick a major power.
Ooh.
Okay, so we're looking for, ooh, this one has all our elements, almost. This one is basically made for Ocean's Hungry Grasp. We got pretty lucky there.
Nice.
So we're going to pick this one. This one isn't the strongest card ever. You might be wondering why I like this card. It's because it has a range of 3 and we're trapped on the coastlands. So this range of 3 will let us hit any land on the board. So that is a major benefit. And we will all, it's easy for us to get these down here.
Cool. So you can do the extra.
Yep, now we just
stuff.
have to forget a power. We're just going to forget this one.
Okay.
The gift.
Forget about it.
Just forget about it. All right. Over here, we are going to place 2. Put presents over there. We will put presents up to 2. Wait, we can do it up to 2. We'll do this and spread out a little more. So now we can play 3 cards over here. I'm just going to do her real quick so you can, we're going to gain 2 energy.
What's the problem?
This land's going to cause blight.
Oh.
We will just deal with it. We have blight available to put out. Yeah, and I realize I put this presence here, but I realize I really want to put both the presents that I'm adding to the board this turn. I want to put them all here
Okay.
on this jungle because this is a problem area. So we're going to take care of that. Let's play this card instead because it's free. Alright, so this guy can push some guys. Jungle's gonna build, so they'll push him out of there. And I can do my innate powers fast because I have enough winds. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna gather these guys out of here. Well, we can gather up to 4 wins. So we're going to gather these guys here, gather these guys here and bring our presents with it. And then we can push up to 3 because we have 3 suns. So we can push 3 of these guys back into here. Now we can use our other innate ability, fast, and we can destroy that town.
Wait. Or was it?
So now we have 2 huts, so we can destroy the town. That'll be a fear. Okay, Ocean's Hungry Grasp. That's the reason why we're here. Alright, we want to gather and the explorers, and we're going to defend and do more fear. So this is, and up here you can see we can also generate fear up here. So we will be generating 2 fear with that. Alright, so let's do the fear first. 2 fear for that. 1, 2. Then we can defend. We're going to defend this land because they're ravaging. That defend will give us 2 more fear.
Cool.
And we're going to gather this explorer out of this jungle so they don't build this turn.
Nice.
Now we can go into the fear card. Alright, so we're just in phase 1 still, unfortunately. Each player removes an explorer or village from a land with a sanctuary. The only sanctuary we even have on the board is over here. And we're gonna kill everything in that land anyways after they build. So that card is useless.
Bummer.
We'll remove these guys because they don't get fear anyways. They don't generate fear anyways, so. Alright, well that's disappointing. Okay, so now the wetlands will ravage. This wetland up here is going to generate some blight. This land's defended for 4. So this house will be destroyed, or town. That will generate us another fear. Alright, so we're in terror level 2 now.
Nice.
Over here, this wetland, that explorer will die. Now the jungles will build.
Sands.
Alright. Here, and here. And here. Oh, we didn't prevent them from going anywhere. Alright, and we have to put a town on the land that doesn't have a town, so we'll put that town there. We'll put that town here.
Yikes.
Alright. So now we have our slow actions. Okay. Fortunately for me, I have this card here. I can destroy an explorer and a town. So I'm gonna drown them over here. That will get me a fear. I can do a damage and a fear in a wetland. Blah 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 blah. I'm going to do that here. That'll be 2 damage and 2 fear, because a fear for the card and a fear for the kill.
Cool.
Then this guy over here will get to kill all these people in the jungle over here
Wow, because of
this card. So the card gives us a fear, and then we killed a city and 2 towns. So that's a fear for the card, 2 fears for the 2 towns, and 2 fears for the city.
Awesome.
Now we can push. So we will push these guys. I'm not sure where we want to push them. We're just going to push them closer to the action. Push them here. And I have this slow action I can do. I can kill a city or a town. Unfortunately, I'm only in the land with a town. Let's see over here. Jungles are ravaging next time, so let's destroy this town. We're going to drown it. And that will generate us fear. And then we don't have to worry about that land causing blight next time. Alright, so we have to reclaim again. So we have to gather we're going to get 2 energy. We gain a power card.
You're going with minor?
I'm going with minor this time. And let's see here. Let's do the push, because maybe we can push them into our oceans. Now we have to gather 2 presents out of the out of these lands and into the oceans.
That's part of the slow phase, the growth phase?
That's part of the
Oh, that's the tide.
reclaiming. That's
Yeah.
the tide. Well, let's just do the one. At this point, the board's getting pretty empty, but we need to get to terror level 3 to make it easier to win. So my goal at this point is to generate as much fear as possible. So, I am going to play a bunch of cards I'm going to play my cards that will let me generate more fear. So, my innate ability, I will be able to generate 2 fear. Then with this defend card, I will be able to generate 2 more fear, even though I have nothing to defend on the board. And I get to gather a guy. I'm gonna gather him here. You know, I'm just gonna choose to do them as slow actions because I'm not sure what's gonna happen here. So we're just gonna wait on that. Alright. Now we get our fear. So we're on terror level 2. Each player removes an explorer and a town from a land with 2 or fewer invaders. Okay, well that's really helpful. We can remove this guy here. And let's remove... don't know if I'm going to kill this guy. Let's remove this guy. Because we don't get fear for those. So you have to remember that. You're not going to get fear for those. So you don't want to remove something you're going to get fear from. Alright, this card says invaders do not build in lands where the Dohan outnumber towns. Okay, so
now
jungles are ravaging. These 2 guys are going to die in the jungles because they're all by their lonesome. Sands will build. We have 1 land's going to build. Mountains. Oh boy. Okay, now we get to take our slow actions. I can, over here I can drown, or I have this shallow land dwell, or whatever that card is called. I'm going to drown these 2 with that. That'll get us a fear. I can do a damage and a fear in a land that might have my presence, and an extra damage if that land is sands. So I will do 2 damage to this land over here. Yep. So that'll be 2 fear for that card. That 2 fear will get us another fear card. Just 1 more fear card and we'll be towards the end of this game. Alright, over here, we chose to do all these actions as slow. So what we're going to do now, because we did that paid off. We can, how did it pay off? We're going to move. We're going to gather 2 Dohan into there. And then we're going to push them with 2 suns. And then we can use our Lead the Furious Assault to destroy that town, which will give us another fear. You know what we forgot to do? So
we forgot to add a town to...
Alright, so we just have to add a town to a land where there were no towns. There was no town here, right? Because we removed it. And there was no town here, right?
I don't think so.
Alright, so we're fixing our mistakes, okay? So we still have this card to use. Push up to 4. So we're going to... Oh, shoot. What's the matter, Lawrence? Are you making it hard for me to think? I don't understand what the
You're frustrated? What is Theodore doing? Oh, Theodore, come in here.
Okay.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I'm not getting the cards. My cards and what I need on the board are not really meshing. So I'm going to reclaim again, even though I just did that with oceans. I'm going to reclaim again, so I have to pull stuff out of the ocean, or out of the shores into the ocean. This is not ideal, mind you, but sometimes you got to do stuff you don't want to do. So we're going to be able to pick another power card. Ah, look, I finally got a wind. I need more winds. Here's a wind. Here's a wind too. These are both good. Let's do this one. It's a wind and a moon. And it's a range of 2. That'll be helpful to me. Okay. I needed more winds so I could play this major power card. Alright.
Cool.
Alright, well that was fortunate. If you have, the thing is in this game, you're gonna get some bad luck, but eventually you'll get some good luck. Just the way the cards are laid out. You go through all the bad cards you don't need, you'll get to the ones you do need. Alright, so I can play one more card here. I got my winds. We'll try to generate some more fear here. Alright, you know what? I'm just gonna swap out. No, I'm just gonna leave it the way it is, because who cares at this point? Alright, so this guy's doing what he's doing. No need to fuss about that. Add a bunch of... Alright, so let's pay for this card. That's 2 power, 3 power, 4 power. Okay. Let's do our fast actions first. We're gonna defend and do to fear. Depending on how this plays out, the defend won't matter, but let's put that here. We're mostly playing that card for the fear, because it gives us 2 fear. Our innate power here will let us generate just 2 more fear. Okay, now we can use the Dohan to deal 1 damage to a different invader, so it's not like golden, but the range is 2. Where can we use this? 1, 2. Well, it'll work there, so we can use that to kill that invader. So we'll do that, because they're going to build this turn. Alright. We mostly wanted that card for the elements, so it doesn't matter, it wasn't that helpful. Alright, over here, I was going to use this card there to destroy that, but we'll save it. Let's see, this one we can push. We have enough winds, we can do our... Alright, so this is what we're going to do here. Use that to push this into there. Then we will use... that one's used. And we will use this ability over here to destroy that one. So they don't build. The game's getting too sparse. We didn't let them build up enough, so we're running out of places to generate fear. This is our fear card. In each lane with Dohan, defend 1 plus an additional defend per Dohan there. Okay, well we don't have to worry about defending because we've taken care of everything. Okay, so let's see if we can end this game quickly, because we just need to get through fear. So, because we have almost everything killed. Alright, sands are going to ravage. This place is protected. Defense of 4. Okay, so that nothing happens. Everything else is clear. The mountains build. This is going to build over here. None of these are going to build. What's this going to be? Wetlands. Okay. Annoyingly, we are not clearing the lands properly enough to prevent them from exploring. So, if I wasn't trying to think of 20 different things here, I know I could be playing this better, but I'm not. All right, I realize that, but it is what it is. So now we have we have to put some more houses out. Let's put I don't know. Let's put this house here. We just had that card, and we'll put this one there. Okay. All right, now we get to do slow actions. Well, you know what? I'm going to move this card here, this one here, because I know I can drown it. So even though they're ravaging next time, we'll just move that there. Alright, so my innate powers, I can drown this guy here. So we'll drown that one. That'll give us 1 fear. Alright, can we do it? Alright, now with my major power here, I have all the elements I need to add 3 damage to this. Okay? If you have all these, you can do 3 more damage. And we do. Now we have the winds we need. So 1... fear per town. This power destroys 1 damage to each invader. So that's a range of 3. We're gonna go up here to try to kill this city. So range of 3, that's just 2 away. We can do it. 1 damage to each invader. And then because we have the elements, 3 more damage.
Woo!
Kill that.
Nice.
We get a fear for killing the city on the card, and then we get 2 more fear for killing the city because of the regular rules, which gives us the last fear card, which lets us get to terror level 3, which lets us win the game.
Yay!
Finally!
No more
Woo!
cities.
We were getting to the point where we
clear.
would just have to clear all the towns. But it's hard with Brandyburg to clear all the towns
Because they add
just
2
keep
every turn.
They just keep respawning.
Yeah. Cool. You did it.
This game's more fun when you're not playing 2 spirits and trying to
To
narrate
explain everything.
and have kids yelling at you.
I think most people understand.